Yo, it's me, Scotty B. This is the Route 30 podcast. I'm here with my guy, Norris Cole. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? Make sure you say champ 2 times.
Okay, 2 times. Okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
2-time champ, Norris Cole, the real Cole World. No disrespect to the other one. All right. So here at the Route 30 podcast, this is basically, I want to give you guys an introduction to me, myself. I'm Brian Scott, but you can call me Scotty B. All right. I'm a hooper too. You know, I didn't go to the league like my guy here, but I'm a Hall of Famer in my own right. All right.
Shout out to 2007 Chaminade Julian Hall of Fame inductee.
Exactly. Well, 2025 inductee.
Class of 07.
Class of 07. Yeah. All right. And what I do is I basically shoot the ball. I do not pass. So I want to let everybody know that. Don't be looking for me to pass the ball. All right. Now, what I also want to do is we want to let you guys know what the Route 30 podcast is going to be all about. All right. So, matter of fact, you let them know a little bit about it.
So, as he said, this is the Route 30 podcast. And Route 30 is a symbol. If you don't know, 30 is the number that I've worn my whole career. I've gotten it retired in my high school and in my college.
Because he couldn't get 3 because I had it, but go.
That's a story. We're definitely going to talk about that story.
Yeah, you can't get 3.
So I've been pretty successful wearing number 30. So it's a symbol of success. So what Route 30 means, the route to success, the route to becoming a champion. Every championship I've ever won, I've had the number 30. Most of them, I had number 30. 2 in high school, 2 conference championships at Cleveland State, 2 in the NBA, and several overseas. So Route 30 is about the route to becoming a champion, and we want to share that with you. And so we have 3 pillars to Route 30, bro.
Okay, tell me about the three pillars.
And you can also check them out on the sweatshirt.
Okay.
You got sacrifice,
Sacrifice,
you got give back,
and
then you got inspire.
please inspire me.
So sacrifice, first pillar, obviously. You got to put the time in. You know a little bit about putting your time into your craft.
I do. You gotta let go of the distractions, and there's a lot of things you gotta sacrifice in life. So we gotta think about our goals. All right, so that and think about what's gonna get us closer there, and think about what's gonna knock us off our balance. All right.
And our goal, we're going to be the #1 podcast in the world.
Number 1.
The Route 30 way is the way to become the champion. So
Okay.
if you're not first, you're last. That's the only way I know how to work.
Yeah, because second is the first loser.
Exactly.
Right. All right. So let's talk about the second pillar, the give back. All right.
We've all come from somewhere. No one made it on their own. Someone had to give something up. Someone had to give back in order to help. And so once you put in the time and sacrifice and become successful, you got to reach back and pull somebody else up with you. And that's something that I believe in. I believe in community. Where we from, bro?
We're from Dayton, Ohio.
Say that
Dayton,
one more time.
Dayton, Ohio.
The Gym City, okay? 937. Shout out to 937.
Shout out to 937.
You have to give back. Once you reach that level of success, you have to go back and give back to those communities, to those teachers, to those students, to those parents, to those teammates. We were once teammates, all the way going back to 5th grade. You go back and you give back to those people who've helped you. And then you have the last one, which is, I believe, is the most important one, inspire.
This man has inspired me, and I've inspired millions. All right, I just want to let you guys know that. All right,
Let them know, Scotty B.
All right, so as far as inspiring goes, I like to inspire people by my actions. All right, I like to show them my discipline. I like to show them what I do, and hopefully they get inspired by me. I also like to inspire people by being open. As you can tell by my personality, I like to just do whatever, all right? Do whatever comes to my mind, say whatever comes to my mind, and hopefully that inspires everyone to be themselves, because I'm being myself, my authentic self at all times. How do you inspire? Other than winning championships, how do you inspire?
I inspire by being well-rounded. My story is not just about being an athlete. I believe in being strong academically. I believe in a sense of community. I believe in having a spiritual base. And I know that as a kid, there's one thing that all kids know. If you inspire them, they will do everything else that it takes to be successful. They won't need everything given to them. I had a dream. My dream was to play in the NBA.
And wait. And he did say that ever since we were younger. And I just laughed it up. NBA, and he made it. So it's whatever.
Yeah, so I had a dream to make it to the NBA, and I was inspired by Michael Jordan. I was inspired by Penny Hardaway. I was inspired by Brian Scott.
I was waiting.
Scottie B.
I don't know if you guys saw that. I was waiting.
I was inspired by some of my old teammates, Daquan Cook, Aaron Poole, DeAndre Brown. And because they inspired me so much, I didn't need a personal trainer my whole life because I was willing to work that hard because I was inspired. And that's what I want to do. I want to inspire some kid out there that maybe don't have all the resources, but because his inspiration is so strong, he's going to make a way for himself. And that's what I was able to do. And that's what Scottie B has been able to do his whole career. You know, what that guy say? He said you was the shortest and not the fastest. He was tripping, bro.
Right. So what he's referring to is when I was inducted into the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he told y'all that or if we told you that, but I was inducted into the Hall of Fame recently. He said that I was the shortest and not the fastest. And I'm like, buddy.
He was the fastest.
I actually am the fastest. And I don't want to cut you off, but let me just say this. Y'all don't even know who I am, but you guys do know who this is. So I think can I tell him a little bit?
Go ahead, tell him about yourself.
Tell him a little bit.
Tell
All
him
right.
about
So
yourself.
Dayton, Ohio, of course, with this man right here. We did a lot of growing up. All right.
Won a lot of championships together.
Right.
Shout out to the Salvation Army, Clark.
Lit.
Hey,
Lit.
Mike drop. When Scottie B talk, that cat get a halo.
It's because there wasn't any action.
Oh, I was given action.
You might want to take a walk.
No, you don't gotta take a walk. But we're still going, right? Perfect. Well, you should keep
Give him
that
to Scottie B, bro. Introduce him to Scottie B, bro.
All right, listen. All right. Excuse me. All right, so Dayton, Ohio, grew up with this man. All right. All I wanted to do was play ball. That's all I did. I ain't play no video games. I didn't care about. Matter of fact, he talked about giving back and inspiring and sacrifice. He talked about academics. I'm very intelligent. I didn't even want to go to school. I just wanted to play ball. But in order to get where I had to go to school. So let me get back to me. All right, let me get back to me. So
This is him all day, y'all.
yeah, all I want to do was play ball, dribble, shoot. If I had to pass, I would. I didn't want to, but if I had to, I would. Growing up with this guy. Then we get to middle school, high school. Let you guys know, AAU, I won a national championship along with the D1 Greyhounds. Myself, you guys know him. You guys know OJ Mayo. He actually wasn't on the team. OJ Mayo, Bill Walker, playing with those guys. Before that, I was in Indiana with Indiana Elite. We got 10th in the nation. So, you know.
Needless to say, he can hoop. For y'all who got any questions, any of y'all Lifetime Fitness All-Americans think y'all could take him? I doubt it.
Lifetime Fitness. Actually, yes, Lifetime Fitness All-Americans. Come and holler at me. But then after that, I get Player of the Year in high school. You know, I was ranked 7th in the state, point guard. He was actually 9th. Ain't that something? I was 7th, he was 9th. You think I don't remember that? About junior year. I was 7th, he was 9th. All right, then me and this guy here went to Blue Chip camp together. You remember Blue Chip?
Yep.
Went to Blue Chip in Kentucky.
Yep, Georgetown, Kentucky.
Right? He made the All-Star team. We were actually roommates. I got best passer at the camp. Ain't that some? I don't even pass.
That is correct. If your CJ teammates knew that you got best, that's crazy.
No. This is why I got best passer. So he made the All-Star team. I was supposed to make the All-Star team, but if you guys can tell by how I act, I act crazy. So they was giving a talk, and I was throwing Skittles at the other hoopers, and one of the old coaches saw me and said, "You're not playing." So I didn't play, and needless to say, I was upset. Walked around in flip-flops with tears in my eyes, but whatever. We're not going to talk about that. After that, I did get Player of the Year, and I received a scholarship, Division II scholarship. I just want to let everybody know, no matter what level you go, that shit is hard. All right, it's hard, and that's all I'm gonna say. So basketball is life.
That's a fact.
Basketball is life. I've done a ton of coaching. I've done a ton of working people out. But we gonna get into that. You guys are gonna get my basketball knowledge as we go.
So yes, speaking of basketball knowledge,
Please talk
the
to me.
credentials are there.
Please talk to me.
GCL Player of the Year.
I was.
Shamna Julian Hall of Famer.
I am.
Dayton Dunbar Hall of Famer.
He is.
Cleveland State Hall of Famer.
He is.
Ohio Athletic Hall of Famer.
Didn't know it, but he is.
Jersey retired.
Keep
Dunbar,
going. Keep going. What else?
Cleveland State.
What else?
Okay, so when it comes to this basketball game, we know a little something about it. All right.
We know more than just a little something.
Speaking of that, bro, there's a lot going on in the basketball world right now.
Matter of fact, where do we start? First of all. No. Go ahead.
I want to start with the youth. I don't like the direction that the game is going right now, my brother.
Okay, let's talk
When
about
it comes to AAU and this word that they call potential. If I got $1 every time I heard a kid had potential, man, I'd be a billionaire, brother.
Okay.
What does that even mean? Before we even get deep into that, what does potential mean, bro?
Potential is basically, let me think. It's like you could be something. It's like you could be something before putting the work in. It's like, hey, you have the potential to be this, but first of all, you have to realize your potential. You have to put the work in. All right, you could. I can potentially do anything, but I gotta go do
I'm
it.
about to say, my coach told me potential will get you fired.
Okay.
That's what one of my coaches told me. He said, hey, man, potential will get you fired. I need to see results.
Yeah. So, yeah, we can all. I can potentially dunk. You think I'm gonna do it? No.
Right. Yeah, so that's my concern right now. Kids are getting ranked younger and younger. I'm seeing the best second grader in the country, the best third grader, the best fourth grader, fifth grader in the country. Like, why does that even matter?
It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't. I think it gives them this false sense of thinking they're bigger than they really are, and that's just not what I'm about.
And it's spilling into the college and the pro game because they're drafting guys. First of all, you know what the NBA once was?
Tell me.
It stood for no boys allowed.
None.
You know what that meant? That
It was a
meant
grown man's game.
it was a grown man's league. And it also meant that you actually had to be good enough to play in the NBA, not potentially good enough to play in the league.
Okay.
So the only guys that were drafted on quote unquote potential were phenoms.
And 7-footers.
7-footers or phenoms. A la Kevin Garnett, 7-footer. Dirk Nowitzki, 7-footer. LeBron James, phenom. Kobe, phenom. Allen Iverson, 19 years old, phenom. These were guys that came in.
Kwame Brown.
Hey, we not taking no shots at nobody, but guess what? He was a phenom.
7-footer.
Yeah,
This
phenom.
ain't shots. This,
Oh, okay,
This is
yeah.
showing love.
Yeah, Kwame was a phenom.
Don't come after me, Kwame. I know how you do.
Yeah, Kwame was a phenom. So, point is, guys came in the league that either had proved something or they were like undeniably going to be great. That's no longer the case right now.
And then what I see it's doing is I'm seeing guys who come in too early, get to the end of a bench, or maybe not even realize their potential, like we already said, and I think it's hindering their career. And they could be so much more, but everyone could not be getting the right advice. That's all I'm gonna say. They might not have the right team around them.
Well, that's why we're here. Because,
And they getting money in high school. They getting
yeah.
they getting
You don't have to rush to the league now because they have this thing called NIL that you can play in college and develop, get your skills right, get your body right, and still get paid, and still take out insurance policies.
and get paid more than people who are actually in the league.
Yes, those G Leaguers are not getting paid as much as NIL.
Right. You were there. G League
Ignite. Those young
Right.
brothers was getting paid. Shout out to Matas and Ron Hollins. They doing their thing in the NBA right now. But that's a special program, the Ignite. Now, if they had more programs like that, developmental programs like that, that would be good. But there's this bad sense of advice that you're better off going to the league and developing versus going to college and developing. And I just want to I disagree with that emphatically.
I'm glad you said that because I'm actually on the other side.
Well, let's talk about it.
Okay, because I think it's like on the job training. If I want to be in the league, imagine getting into the league and already having the on the job training with who you already want to be with. I get going going to college. You did all four, right? Of
Yeah,
course.
yes.
First round pick, number 28. Shout out to you. But for me, I feel getting into the league and developing into who you are. I mean, matter of fact, let me ask you a question. Was there a big difference between the workouts and everything you had at Cleveland State to when you got to the Heat? Was there a difference in
There was a difference, but it wasn't a distinct difference. College, the workouts that I did in college prepared me so that I can do those pro workouts because my skills were sharper, my body was strong, I was in condition, and mentally and emotionally I can handle the success and the failures because I was a man already. You know what I'm saying? The reason I don't believe that you should be drafting too much potential is because this is supposed to be the best league in the world, not the potential best league in the world.
Right.
So that means I need the guys that are actually the best players getting drafted and playing, not the guys that 3 or 4 years from now are going to be the best players. Guess what you do? In 3 or 4 years, you draft those guys. That keeps the league mature in a man league, not a immature league, because they say the best way to learn how to be in the NBA is to be in the NBA. No, it's not. The best way to learn how to be in the NBA is get your skills right, develop your body, learn terminology in college, learn how to be good teammates in college, learn how to be coached, which is what hard coaching does. What it helps you not just on the court, it helps you mentally, it helps you emotionally, because the NBA, guess what? It's an emotional roller coaster.
right? So that's what I was about to go back to that point when you spoke about the no boys allowed in the men league. I think what we're seeing now is a lot of kids or a lot of young guys can't handle, you know, the criticism or how tough it is, or hey, you need to work on this, you need to work on that. I think I heard a story that a coach can say, hey, you one of the league coaches, hey, you're not in the starting lineup, or this and that. He said he got from his office to somewhere else and he had a call from the agent that quickly. And it's like, dog, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? It's like we need to figure out this constructive criticism and getting better. I think it's because a lot of them from this young age, like you said, they get ranked 4th, 5th grade and things are handed to them.
Yes.
You know, and they don't understand that overcoming the adversity thing. I would have never in my life imagined something happening to me calling somebody to call the coach. You know what I mean? That's just not how we grew up.
We live in different times now. But guess what? It's not always the kid's fault. It's not always the athlete's fault. No one's forcing these people to draft these guys. They're doing it on their own volition for whatever reason. No one's forcing them to play these guys. They're doing it on their own volition.
True.
They don't have to draft half the draft or more than half of the draft teenagers. Why are they doing that? And then we say this is the best league in the world.
Potential.
Yes. I hate that word, potential. The theme of the day is show me what you can do. And then when you can show me what you can do, then I'll pick you to be on the team.
Wonderful. Now, since we want to, I don't want to say we harping on young, but since we want to speak about that, who are actually some of your favorite young guys now?
I'm glad you asked that.
There we go.
When you say young, what do you mean? Do you mean like first 2 years or 25 and under?
I'm gonna say first 3 years, because 25 and under, the way the league is, we can say a lot.
Well,
I'm gonna say first 3 years. Who are some of your favorite young guys?
Wemby. It's unbelievable. I'm gonna tell you, he made a believer out of me. I didn't believe all the hype. I believed that he would be good, but I didn't believe that he was gonna be what everybody else was saying he was gonna be. But I'm just gonna tell you, that young fella has the potential to do a lot of things.
I think he's realized.
And his potential is being fulfilled. He can score.
Yeah.
He can rebound. He can block shots. He can steal the ball. He makes substance plays and he makes highlights.
Yes, he does.
I could potentially see him being an MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year,
True.
a double-double record breaker.
True.
A triple.
A blocks record breaker.
Oh no, bro. Double record breaker. Triple double. He's not gonna break the record, but he's gonna have some triple doubles and quadruple double. He's gonna have blocks, rebounds, points, and assists.
Okay.
He might win every award by the time his career is over. He might have a MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year,
Okay.
a Finals MVP.
Who else did that?
Come on, man. It's only the GOATs only do that.
Who else did that?
Michael Jordan,
Who else did that?
Hakeem Olajuwon, and Giannis. Them only,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season
Yeah.
and champion.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
For some reason, I thought it was just Mike, but Akeem did it too.
Hakeem did it.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Well,
Now, if you add MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and scoring champ, there's only one to do that.
right, and
That's
that's what I was getting at.
That's
Because
that's the GOAT, baby.
that's the GOAT.
Yes, sir.
You say, bah. Who's the GOAT? Who's the GOAT?
What's your favorite shoe?
I don't know. You tell me. What's your favorite shoe?
I wanna be like Mike.
You stupid.
Yes, sir.
perfect.
Yes, sir.
That's perfect. Well, okay. Now,
So yeah, Wemby's the young fella that I like. What about you?
well, you know who surprised me, and I gotta check his age, but Sagoon from the Rockets.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
He came out of nowhere.
Oh my God. You feel me?
I like his game.
Double, triple.
And him and Wemby be going at it.
Do they?
Oh my God.
Perfect.
He be
Of course they do. Of course they
I
do.
like Sengun. But guess what? Sengun come from overseas.
Where'd he come from? Do you
He's
know?
from Georgia.
Georgia. And we ain't talking about Atlanta.
No, we're not. We're talking about Eastern Europe.
All right, cool. Yeah. So Sagoon and the Rockets, they're actually #1 right now in the West, I think. I'm pretty sure. We can look
the
that up.
Thunder are number 1 in the West.
Thunder?
Yeah. But they might be right there though.
Rockets might be top 3. You want to look it up?
Yeah. Fact check me. I'm
Rockets-
pretty
Rockets
sure.
might be top 3.
Yeah, because SGA out there not playing no games. He dropped half a century the other night.
Again,
Again. Another, like what DJ Khaled say? Another.
another one. So right now we got, you're right. Thunder first, we got Grizzlies second, Rockets third. So it's perfect.
Yeah.
All right, but and that's actually a surprise to me. I don't know why.
Why?
Not the Thunder part,
Okay.
but the Rockets part is a big surprise. The Thunder and the Grizzlies are the Thunder and the Grizzlies.
Exactly.
Shout out Ja.
Shout out to Ja.
Shout out Ja. But as far as being third in the West, the Rockets, big surprise for me. You
Jalen
think-
Green, another young fella who stepped up his game.
He
for the
did,
Rockets.
man. Shout out Drea.
Udoka, bro.
Shout out Drea. But yeah, Idoku, the coach.
The groomer.
You call her a groomer? Man, I don't know, but I need some grooming. Shout out, what'd you say? Udoka?
Shout out to the coach, man.
Man, shout out Nia Long.
Okay.
Shout out Nia.
He came and changed that whole
Shout out Drea
program.
and Nia. Anyway, yeah, so Udoka showed exactly what, a coach can do. All right, shout out Boston, even though he did his thing there, but he couldn't. I'm not gonna say what he did. I don't know what he did in Boston, but anyway, shout out to him in Houston. All right, shout out to them being third, and shout out to my guy Sagoon from Georgia. Now those are guys that we think that are young and doing their thing. Some guys under what I say.
The first 2 or 3 years.
All right, perfect.
Other guys in the first 2 or 3 years.
All right, perfect. Now we spoke about the standings.
And listen, boy, when you talk,
Hey man,
hey, you a showstopper.
lights.
Hey,
off,
Scotty B.
baby.
Hey, bro,
lights
don't leave-
off. Lights off. Turn off the lights. Light a candle. All right. So now we talk about those seeds in the West. All right. I gotta ask you, what's up?
Pause.
Those seeds in the West?
Okay, yeah.
Seeds in the West? Is that a pause?
Keep going.
Seeds in the West. Anyway, no. Who you think gonna come out the West though? Come out the West? Is that a
Those
pause?
seeds in the West, who I think are gonna come out the West?
Who you think
Yo,
gonna
right
come out
now.
the West? But West.
Let's rephrase that. What team do I believe is going to win the Western Conference?
Hey,
I believe that it's
you can
going to
say
be
what you
the
want. I'm gonna
Memphis
say,
Grizzlies if
come
Ja
out the
Morant is healthy, or Oklahoma City Thunder. But I'm a believer. If Ja's healthy, I'm a believer in Ja, bro.
For some reason, I want to believe in the Thunder, but for some reason, I can't. I don't know if it's youth. I don't know.
I don't know, bro. I think it's gonna be between the Grizzlies and OKC, and depending on what Dallas do,
Okay, so you saw my face.
and depending on, I believe Dallas got a chance too now.
That's who I think gonna come out again. Even though Luka Magic actually got him to the finals last year. Shout out to Luka. Shout out to LA. Shout out to the Lakers. But I actually do think Dallas is gonna come out.
I respect that pick, my brother.
All right. Kyrie. Shout out to Kyrie Irving. So we got the West down.
Okay.
Which team's gonna win the East? Cleveland looking good.
With the trade they just made, bro. The trade they, oh my goodness. I want to say Cleveland, but I'm a big believer in.
Hey, man,
until you beat the champs, I'm rolling with the champs, and it's hard for me to say this because I'm
Cleveland loves
I went to school in Cleveland, and Miami Heat all day, every
Okay.
day. Back-to-back champions, but I'm rolling with the Boston Celtics, bro.
All right.
Until somebody beat them, and you don't just got to beat them one time. You got to beat them 4 games out of 7. Until I see it, I don't believe it.
Well, you know what the Celtics are showing me? That shooting 83s a game actually might get you somewhere.
Nah, that's not true. That's not true. And that's where
Okay, but defense too, but shooting.
But that's why the NBA is messed up, because teams is trying to mimic that, and that don't work. They have a team that's capable of doing that, and they have guys that's what they do. Jason Tatum,
Shout out Tatum.
Brown,
Duke.
Holiday,
Drew.
Derek.
Shout out. Didn't he transfer from a D2 school to a
Yes,
D1?
bro, he had to grind,
Shout out
bro.
my Division 2 guys. All y'all.
Then you got Al Horford.
Soy de Dominicano. What's up, Al?
And then you got Pritchard and those guys off the bench. So you have those are 6 guys, and I know I'm missing 1 or 2 more that are all real 3-point shooters, not just capable potential 3-point shooters, guys that are proven 3-point shooters.
They got a white guy off the bench.
Number
too.
30, yeah. I
He's
can't think of his
shooting
name
that
right now.
thing.
You're right. He got
Shooting that thing.
got
Don't
a
worry.
strap.
You keep on going. I'll find him.
So that works for them. But everybody in the NBA don't need to try that, because you know what might can possibly beat that?
What?
Playing possession basketball, cutting down their threes, scoring inside, out, and free throws. So you have a moderate amount of threes, make twos, make layups, and make free throws, and rebound the ball well to where you're not playing a track meet with them. Styles make fights.
Okay.
You can't out Boston. That don't even make sense. Just like you can't out Golden State.
I was just about to say,
you couldn't
unless-
out Heat the Heat. You just wasn't going. You can't
He
out.
wasn't hot enough to out heat the
Of course
heat.
not. You can't out Spur the Spurs. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You have to bring something different to the table. And right now, it seems like the NBA are a bunch of twins. It seems like everybody, how many threes? It's like it's not even it's a competition now. It's not a game. It's like a 3-point competition. Mm-hmm. And as long as that's the league, Boston might win a few championships, because no team is built like they are.
Right. And I want to give a shout out to number 30, Sam Hauser. But you know who we didn't bring up? They got Chris Stapps back too.
Oh,
Chris Stapps.
sure.
Shout out to, what was he, Latvian?
Latvian.
7'3",
giant.
Latvian.
We can't leave him out.
All
And
right.
they have perimeter defense too. So that's why I believe in the Boston Celtics. And shout out to Joe Mazzulla. He coached my cousin down there at Glenville State. Humble beginnings. We also compete against each other. He went to West Virginia. So shout out to Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah, I like his. I like the way he thinks. He's like a no nonsense, straightforward.
Bro,
Don't talk to me about
art
BS.
of war, bro. You know about the art of war. You know he do jujitsu.
Okay, talk to me
Yeah,
about it.
he believes in martial arts. And when you do martial arts, there's a certain intensity. There's a certain way that you think. There's a certain way demeanor that you have. Which that's what you're talking about. His demeanor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he-
I thought you was about to give me some breathing workouts.
Yeah, I will. Hold your breath.
Oh.
4 seconds. Exhale for 8 seconds. Slow your heart rate down. Woosah.
Hey, you know
So
what?
what you think about these?
You listen. I'm gonna tell you this. I looked at you funny, but that actually worked.
I'm telling
I
you.
feel good.
Man, listen, I'm not just a basketball player.
I feel good. Me coming out the East. Well, first of all, if I was in the East, yes, I would come out the East. But I want to say Boston, but for some reason, I'm gonna stick with Cleveland, just to be
I like that
against you,
pick.
just to kind of give you something to clash about. But I'll say Boston's experience
That's what I'm
more
saying.
than likely is gonna bring them over the edge. But hey, I'm a big Tom Garland fan. I'm a big Tom Spider fan. They just made a trade.
Hunter.
Shout out to DeAndre.
Yep.
Hawks making a trade. I don't know how long Trey gonna stay there, but Hawks making trades. So yeah, Cleveland.
Mobley is actually their cheat code.
Oh yeah,
Mobley,
Evan.
that's their cheat code. That's the guy that's going, because you got to remember, you got Giannis. Who going to match with Giannis? Got to be Mobley. They got Porzingis. You got to be Mobley. Then you go out to the other side, the West. Anthony Davises of the world, the Chet Holmgrens of the world, the JJs of the world that's in Memphis. So you got to have that guy who's 6'10" or 7 foot that's also an athlete, that's mobile, that can do it all. So Mobley's their cheat code to me.
You could say that, but you began with Giannis. He could stop. He can
Well,
slow him down.
No one's going to stop Giannis, but you have to have somebody who can actually match up with him.
He kind of frail.
I mean,
Giannis.
him and JJ meeting everybody at the rim.
Okay.
Him and Jared back there, they meeting everybody at the rim.
I like Jared too.
Yeah, they meeting everybody at the rim. So
Perfect.
Yeah.
So me, I got a
OKC and Cleveland. Final.
OKC Cleveland final, which they just played. It was fantastic games.
No, Dallas. You have a Dallas.
Oh, yes,
you
Dallas.
have a Dallas
Good job.
final.
You got the-
I have a Memphis and Boston finals.
Write that down. Dallas, Cleveland, which would be crazy. Memphis, Boston. Oh, that sounds good.
I'm telling you, John.
That feel good too. Memphis, Boston. That feel like it's gonna be.
Ja and Bane and JJ going up against Porzingis and Brown and Tatum. I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
All right. Now, also, now we're saying all these players' names. All right, all of them. That means the All-Star game is coming up, right?
Okay.
They changed the format. They got four teams playing, right?
Yes. Yes. I guess. I don't really know.
You don't really know,
It's too much going on for me.
right? You know, I
NBA, come on. Actually, I'm gonna say the players. Y'all have to be more competitive so that they can stop having these gimmicks like this. Compete. It's just pick up. It's just pick up. All y'all say y'all love Kobe. Represent Kobe, please.
I forgot
Kobe
to say.
believe in competition.
Right.
Get out there and compete, please. Mamba mentality.
Right. I was supposed to say that in my intro. I am Kobe. Kobe to the death. Kobe to the life. Kobe, Kobe, Kobe. And what I think happened was when Kobe left, and I don't mean die, RIP to my guy, but when Kobe left the league, he was no longer the forefront, the forefather, the top player in a way that everybody looked at. It became someone else. And
They took on that mentality. Is that what you're trying to say?
yes, they took on to the mentality of the leader, the king, if you will, at that time, of this time. No knock, but Kobe was trying to take heads. Shout out Giannis too. Kobe was trying to take heads, and once he left, the league became a little bit more about buddies.
Buddy ball. That's what you're trying to say?
buddies and having fun instead of competing at all costs. And that's what we grew up doing.
And you know what? I have to say, I agree with you, bro.
And you my mans, but I want to take your head off. I want to beat you. We will fight on the court, all that. We can shake hands after, but that's where we come from. And I had to get close to the mic so you heard me.
And you will lose.
Let's just continue.
The game and the fight.
Ain't no losing. It's death. It's death. Somebody gonna die tonight. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like once Kobe stepped out, there was a different leader, and things began to shift and things began to change, and
that's very true. There was a different leader that stepped to the forefront, but there's also some accountability for the young guys. There's always been the young guys that come up and push the old guys out. When Michael Jordan was playing in his last All-Star games, he was still like the man, but Kobe, Allen Iverson, Vince Carter, and those guys was like, yeah, you MJ, but hey, we're here. It's time you left the game in good hands. Competitors. We
AI, only the strong survive.
Hey man, they was like, we love you, OG. And you know, Jordan, of course, did his thing, held his own, but like the new guard was like, hey, we're here.
Yeah.
And I believe that these young guys, they have to do that. If these older veterans want to cruise, let them cruise. But hey, listen, they got to sit down. Y'all playing too hard for me. Coach, sub me out. And that's what it needs to be. We need to see more competition.
Right. So I'm gonna put that on the guys who I think can bring it out. Shea, Ja,
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
If these dudes in the All-Star game act like they don't want to play, embarrass them. That's what Kobe did. If you was
Please.
coming down lackadaisical, Kobe was taking the ball from you. He was making you have to go into your bag a little bit. Ain't nobody saying play like the playoffs. We're just saying play like pickup. Mano y mano sometime, that's all.
Please.
Hey, Giannis, if they don't want to play, dunk on them. Period.
Oh, first of all, Giannis ain't nobody friend except
Right.
what's his name? Tanasis.
That's a fact.
Shout out to Mr. Antetokounmpo.
So yeah, we need more competition in the All-Star game. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing from you.
For us, we're begging you. For
Please.
us.
Because the All-Star game is losing its luster.
Matter of fact, no. Okay, let's just make it the bigger picture. The league,
The league.
is losing its luster.
You're right.
All right,
You're right.
The games. I mean, they just don't look like that they matter, or that the players feel like they matter that much at this time.
Right.
All
And
right.
the teams that are winning, they don't take on that attitude. When I see SGA play in the Oklahoma City Thunder, they play.
Do they?
They go at it.
Shout out to
When I see,
Jalen.
when I see Memphis play, Ja not playing around.
Not at all.
JJ ain't playing around.
Not at all.
When I watch Boston play, if you don't bring it, you will get beat by 30 or 40 points.
Yes, you will.
And same thing with Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
They got something to prove. And we may have missed maybe one or two other teams, but the rest of the league, hey, step it up, please, y'all. Please, we need to see competition, and we don't want to see you make a three, I make a three, you make a three, I make a three, you score, I score, you score, I score. That ain't what we talking about, bro. We talking about styles make fights. You had the San Antonio Spurs playing against the Dallas Mavericks. That was two different styles back in the day. The big ticket going up against Sacramento Kings. That was, the Grizzlies, the Grindhouse. Going up against Phoenix Suns, the Mike D'Antoni system, different styles.
Talking about Zebo.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Different styles. You had the Heat playing against the Pacers. Different styles back in the day. Back when I'm just letting you know, we gotta have different styles. That's all we asking. Different styles in competition, bro.
Different styles in competition. Perfect. Speaking of that, you talking about the Heat and the Pacers, though. I gotta ask you a question.
Talk to me.
Was that the hardest series for you guys when you were down there?
It was the hardest series in the East, because the Spurs was the hardest series.
Okay.
The Spurs was like a challenge like no other.
Okay.
Indiana was challenging because one, you're going from Miami to Indianapolis. You're going from the beach to the good old-fashioned Midwest.
Okay. I was making sure you kept it.
Because we're from the Midwest.
Kept it nice.
Yeah, well, I'm from the Midwest through and through, so I ain't gonna never forget that. But I lived in Miami, so I understand going from Miami to the Midwest. That's a mental shift.
Okay.
Second, they changed that rule, that verticality rule.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be an automatic foul when a guy goes up. If your arms did this, that was an automatic foul. They changed that, which made Roy Hibbert a max player all of a sudden. So where if you jumped into a player, even if you kind of caved his chest in, it was no longer a foul.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, it could be an offensive foul.
Okay.
Which made going up against them a lot more challenging because, we had the best attackers in the world. D-Wade attacking, Bron attacking, then, CB attacks the rim. So we had attackers, and so that made life a lot more difficult. And then you had an emerging Paul George. You had Danny Granger, but then you had an emerging Paul George. And so, yeah, that was very difficult coming out the East. And they wasn't afraid. We wasn't intimidating them with our high-flying act. They wasn't intimidated by that at all.
Right. I don't know if it was Paul, if it was PG, or if it was David West, actually. Was David West with them when y'all was
Yep,
going to the battle?
David West,
I think it
yep.
was David West who said something about they really thought that they were going to beat y'all. Like
They
they
did.
really thought that they had y'all.
No, you can tell as a competitor when you look in the person's eyes, you can look in their eyes and be like, you can't mess with us. When we looked in their eyes, they was looking back in our eyes like, nah, we can beat them. Like you heard them saying like they actually believe that they can beat us, which made for good competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what happened in the end?
Back-to-back NBA champions. Your Miami Heat, Biscayne Boulevard.
Okay, tell him again.
Back-to-back NBA champions.
Right,
Parade,
Right.
Biscayne Boulevard.
Right.
Shout out to Heat Nation, 305.
right, and he had to say it twice to make it nice.
Because they call me two-time.
2-time.
Absolutely.
All right.
Scotty B, two-time.
Scotty being 2-time. And speaking of that, I actually want to get into your mind as far as the first year you got into the league, drafted 2011 or 12?
2011.
2011, right? And that first year you won.
Yes.
The second year you won.
Yes.
What was going through your mind as you won that first one, and then what was going through your mind as you won that second one?
I believe, and don't laugh, because I'm dead serious.
Okay.
I believe
I'll
that's the
probably
way
laugh.
it's supposed to be. You
Okay.
You gotta remember my reality.
True.
High school, won back-to-back state championships.
He did.
College, two conference championships in the Horizon League, Cleveland State. So winning championships is the norm for me. So I think I'm supposed to show up, I'm supposed to play, and my team is supposed to win. That was my norm. So for me, it was normal situation. That's the way it's supposed to be. When we didn't win it, we played in the finals and didn't win it, I was like, okay, but we got there. The year we didn't get there, that's when reality set in, like, oh, that stuff is not normal. It's not that easy to win. Because in life, it's been, not that it's always easy, but, I won a lot. Middle school, city champs.
For sure.
So I'm used to winning. So I thought, hey, this is what it's about. We're supposed to win.
Yeah, matter of fact, let's talk about you and winning. Even without hoops, what do we go to? The Botillion? Why are we the Botillion?
Yeah, we was in the Botillion,
Mr.
yeah.
Bo, he gonna win that. We do an eating contest. He gonna win that. He gotta win that. We do a race. He gotta win that. So shout out to my guy, because what you believe is what you will be, and all he really thought is I'm supposed to win everything anyway, and that's what he did. So to all you kids out there listening,
Bro, was I sick, though, as a kid? Always having to win? Because, I had to win, bro, or it was like an issue.
I wouldn't say you were sick. I would say we knew that was you.
Okay, because y'all never, outcasted me for being so intense all the time.
Well, because we were intense too, and I think that's why we all were so close and got along. We were all intense. It's just you. Okay, so I'll tell you my part. Growing up, I knew I was gonna go to college and play ball. That was never. I just knew I was gonna play ball and I was gonna be great. But my mind went to college. My mind was like, I'm gonna go to school. We gonna play. I'm gonna play for free. Parents, y'all won't have to pay. I'm gonna be great. I can remember you said you were going to the league. That wasn't a thing in our minds. We didn't really think about that. To be honest, I didn't really, think about that. But you said it and you thought about it and you went and achieved it. So to be honest, I never thought you were like, that was crazy coming out of your mouth. I just was like, that's him. But then when you did it, I can remember where I was. Okay, let me go back. I can remember being in school and you got the 40-20. Was it the 40-20 game?
In college?
Yeah. For
40 points, 20
for all you kids and everybody else, go Google Norris Cole getting 40 and 20 in college as 6'2" guard. It was him, and the person who did it before him was Blake Griffin, right?
Yes.
All right, so that just lets you know who and how he is. Was that Youngstown State?
Against Youngstown State.
All right, shout out to them. Actually, no, we don't want to shout out to them. All right, but that's just, I'm just telling you, as far as that goes, once you started doing that and I was in school and I started seeing what you were doing, I'm like, wait a minute. I think he really is about to do it. I can remember being in the living room during the draft and the trade happened and you got drafted at 28th and I like fell to the floor. I said, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
Right.
I was hitting the couch. I was like, oh my God. Because it was wild. It was wild. It was
A
wild.
real dream come true, bro. I'm telling you.
Right. So, this is our first Route 30 podcast. And I think it is important to kind of, figure out or, things that I always wanted to know. Once that did happen, what was going through your mind? Like people don't hear their name called for the NBA draft. That is wild. So what was going through your mind, if you can remember, that time you heard Norris Cole? Just tell me from the beginning, because I know people get calls. This is gonna happen. Just kind of give us the breakdown.
I heard my name just like everybody else heard it. I didn't get a call beforehand. We got tricked because Nolan Smith went at number 17, I believe, to Portland. And with the number 17 pick, the Portland Trailblazers select Nolan, and the whole house was like,
Oh,
it was like Nolan Smith. It was like, oh. So we got tricked one time. It was bamboozled.
all right. Hey, I'm a Duke guy. Shout out to Nolan.
Yeah.
Actually, and let me tell you this: me and Nolan actually had breakfast before. He probably don't even know this. It was myself, it was Nolan Smith, Michael Beasley, and Bill Walker. I know y'all probably looking like, why were you there? Don't worry about it. I was in some special places at some special times. Myself, Bill Walker, Michael Beasley, and Nolan Smith was eating breakfast in Arkansas. The real deal on the hill in Arkansas. All right, but go.
So when I heard my name called, the whole house was just excited. You know, everybody was screaming, and I just sat there with a big smile. Like, I couldn't do nothing but smile. And I was in the house, all my family, all my loved ones, my coaches, my college coaches was there, my teammates, Dre was there. And so all my little cousins, everybody who had been there from Salvation Army, well, actually from YMCA all the way up to that point, everybody who had been there was there. So I just smiled and cheesed. And then, like, I hugged my family, like my mom, my dad, my sister. We kind of, like, huddled up a little bit, said a quick little prayer. That's where I shed my little tear. And then once we came out of that, I, toughened back up. But I shed a little tear because it was like, I said, Dad, I did it. I was like a real dream come true. You know how kids talk about, oh, that's a dream come true. If I could ever, I actually just used to dream of, how people dream about Disneyland and all that other stuff. I used to really dream about playing in the NBA. And so, like, when I heard my name called, I was like, dang, dreams really do come true.
You feel me? But the work, the sacrifice, the inspiration, everything has to come.
Yes, sir.
In order to achieve that goal. So.
And that's the part where, as we have more episodes, I'm going to lay out some of the blueprint, and you're going to understand what Route 30 means, because Route 30 is not the easy route. I wasn't the top recruit in the country. I wasn't the number one player in the state. I went to Cleveland State. People know about Cleveland State now because of some of the work that me and my teammates did. But, like, Cleveland State wasn't known like that for basketball. But if you got a dream, and if you're willing to sacrifice and put the work in, anything can happen. And that's why we're here. That's why we got the Route 30 podcast, and that's why we're about to take over the media space.
All right. And that kind of feels like a good note to end off on. Exactly what you just said. All right. And we just want to let you guys know what the Route 30 way is all about. Of course, we're going to get much deeper into it. But as far as inspiration go, this man definitely inspires me. He did inspire me. And I'm sure he's inspired, millions out there with everything that he's done. And hopefully, as we continue to do this and continue to go, we can inspire minds and inspire kids to kind of go after their dreams. Because what he said really holds a special place in my heart. Because he let you know he wasn't first. He wasn't the biggest. He could have been one of the fastest. He wasn't the greatest shooter. But I can tell you guys one thing, being his friend and being on this side of things, he's very disciplined. He's very consistent. He works very hard, and he believes. His confidence is at 110, and that's where everything should be. It should be at 110. So, I guess we can end it off there.
Make sure y'all tune in to the next episode, Route 30. Always remember, sacrifice, give back, inspire. Route 30, we out.
We out.